starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Hey guys, I'm glad to be back on a Wednesday. Today we have with us Jake in a blue collar. Jake, well, let me
What's
ask you.
up?
Let me ask you. Didn't your channel used to have another name? Oh, he's freezing up on us. Jake,
Panels, blue collar. Can you got me?
I got you now. Yeah.
I sorry, I was messing with it. Yeah, the internet trolls got a hold of my name there for a little bit, so I had to change it up. I don't know if you've ever encountered that where it's someone faking to be you.
To a degree, yes. Yes.
Yeah. So I did do a total flip on that, and then I also got banned from TikTok there for a little bit, so I had to change my name to be able to make some money, and yeah. So that's
Wait a
how
minute.
Jake and the came
Why'd you get banned from TikTok? I don't understand.
from the Creator Fund. Okay, so when I first started this TikTok, I signed my account up as a business account. They paid me for year and a half. Then all of a sudden they gave me an email saying, "Hey, you're a business account. We can't. We got to ban you from the Creator Fund." And so that's when I started all over on TikTok. That was started new name, new agenda, and whatnot. And I mean, I still kept this one because I got so many followers on it. But yeah, it was a tough time.
No, well, look, I don't do a whole lot. I'm trying to grow on Instagram, and I just kind of I treat TikTok like the redheaded stepchild. I don't do much there. But I alluded to this when we were getting on. I posted a video on TikTok the other day, and some of the people that I had subscribed to probably years ago are now producing these AI videos with. If I tell you the videos, you're probably gonna know who I'm talking about. But like bidding on R22 on The Price is Right, getting shocked and going to heaven,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what? I mean,
the well, I tell you what was getting me for a while was the honest HVAC that what was it, snowman or something, or the Bigfoot or something. I don't remember what it was.
yeah,
He's out there. He's got a good following, but yeah, that's all AI.
yeah, I know, and I don't know how it's working for them. I'm trying to do genuine content of me working or some part of my day or something. I'm just trying to keep it real, and
Yeah.
I, I don't know. That AI
What?
stuff seems to be real popular. I guess I don't know. It's feeding in my algorithm because I keep seeing it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You watch more than 5 seconds, it's there.
I know it. I know it.
YouTube though, I got an email saying that they're really strict on their shorts because I post a lot of shorts on YouTube, and they said no AI, no repeat videos, no re-edited videos. So YouTube has got it, I think, under control. I haven't really seen too much AI on YouTube. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. I hadn't either, to tell you the truth. Um, Instagram for me has kind of been like a hard nut to crack. I can't really get to where I haven't got to where I'm monetized in any kind of way over there. I just
Yep.
found out that I could make money on Facebook. I mean, I just got to that point, but like TikTok, I don't put any effort into it, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I started TikTok in 2022, so 3 years I've been on TikTok.
And you're posting regular?
There when I first started, it was 3 times a day, every day, and then now it's about a video a day. After about 2 years, I do about a video a day.
So have you already posted your social media stuff for today?
I was working on that right before we got on, man. It's been a busy day. Emergency calls are coming in for no heats, so we're getting in it, man.
Oh, we just now starting to get those. We
Yeah,
we went below 50 degrees and some people are freaking out.
I I can imagine.
Well, where do you work?
I'm in Michigan, down pretty close to the Ohio border, like Ann Arbor. The Wolverines. I'm
Yeah.
like I'm like a half an hour away from that stadium.
So you deal with some real cold weather. I see some of the stuff you work on, and I knew you were further up north.
Yeah, man. I love it. I definitely. I don't know if I would have been so in tune with HVAC if I got into it down like south right away, because that heating part really just gets you. By the time AC's done, I'm ready for that heating. Like I'm ready to get into furnaces, boilers. Just
Yeah.
keeps you going, man. You know.
Yeah. I can understand that. Down here, I would say 85% of my work is air conditioning.
Yep.
We it does get cold enough to run the heat. Like a real cold snap's going to be like 17 degrees. But even in that same week that we had 17 degrees, we might have to run the air conditioning because you know what I mean?
Yep.
It might be cold in the
Oh yeah.
morning and then it's 78 degrees by the afternoon, and that's enough to make it feel uncomfortable in the house. So it's all the time air conditioning is being run.
Yeah, man. My wife has it on in the daytime. We turn the heat on at night. That's just how it is, in Michigan.
Yeah, yeah. I spoke with someone else who lived up north and said he had to move to south because he couldn't handle the snow. He hated it.
Well, I mean, as far as where we're at, we really haven't gotten the snow, man. And I'd rather it be snowy and cold versus just cold. I mean, at least with the snow, it's something to, do. You can go sledding and all that good stuff and ride around in your toys. But uh, very minimal snow lately up here, man.
Do you get?
All the farmers are saying it's going to be a hard winter. So I'm ready for it.
Oh, are you surround? Is the town you work in? Is it surrounded by farmland?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's very, very farmland. Shoot, you could be in a cornfield as soon as you walk out the door.
Around here, we're surrounded by pecan orchards, peanut fields, and cotton. Agriculture is the biggest moneymaker in this area.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It
Yep.
really supports the whole economy around here.
That's about how it is here, man. There's a very big name farmers, that just they have all the land. It seems like.
Yeah, that happens, and it makes it hard for the little guys to try to get started.
Yep. Yep.
Um, well, one of the things I wanted to ask you, because for me and a lot of people who have gotten into the trades, I started out going to college thinking I was going to follow in my dad's footsteps and be a mechanical engineer, and that didn't work out. That was not the path for me.
Right.
I only came across HVAC as a recommendation by my wife. I mean, I had worked on air con- air conditioners in vehicles, but I kind of stumbled upon it and liked it and became good at it, and then I liked it even more. So, how did you get into it?
Well, I mean, like everybody, we're all little hoodlums when we're growing up, man. So I got into some stuff and got in trouble, and basically I ended up working at a factory for about a year out of high school. As soon as I turned 18, man, just to make some money. I was still working on getting my high school diploma, doing late school, just kind of building myself up. That factory shut down, and then I got hired into a furniture store doing deliveries. So then I would started doing like gas hookups, water lines to refrigerators, just the little stuff. I felt so good, doing that stuff. I'm like, man, I eventually hit a dead end at that job to where you couldn't progress, and so now I'm like, what am I going to do? I got my, we weren't married at the time. We were just boyfriend or girlfriend, boyfriend, and I'm like, this ain't going to cut it making $10 an hour, So I put myself through college, went to HVAC school, did the whole get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I went to work, left work at 6 in the morning, went to school at 2. Then that was like my process throughout a whole year. Someone hired me. So then I started going to work after school, like work, school, work, and that just got my hands in the door. So graduated high school, was working out at, or graduated college, was working out in Toledo, Ohio, some pretty rough areas, and just got my hands wet with it and fell in love with it. And local town here, they were hiring. They pretty much just picked me up on the spot, man, over the phone. They're like, let's get you in here, and I was pumped because I didn't have to drive an hour anymore to the hood, to do
Yeah.
HVAC. So yeah, it was good. Very, I think the whole delivery thing got me drawn in, just the gas hookups, man. That was fun.
Well, I'll be honest. I never dreamt that I'd make as much money as I do doing what I do.
Yeah, man. I mean, we're a very small town. We don't leave our county in Michigan. Like, Michigan's broke up into counties, and I don't get on a highway. I don't. My longest drive maybe a half an hour, at most. And man, I've been banging down six figures since like the third year I started. And I mean, as a young buck, that's you're apprentice still, and you're banging that down. I was in love, man. You couldn't beat it.
Um, well, I'm gonna tell you, with me, I got to a point where everything just kind of started clicking, and I became good at what I was doing,
Yep.
and that made me like it a lot more. When you're
Yeah.
good at it, you tend to like it a lot more. And and at the same time, I was seeing how much money I was billing out for other companies.
Yeah.
And I mean, for this one company, I was billing $4,000 to $8,000 a day. And
That's ooh, yeah.
and it kind of implanted in my mind, hey, I want to do this for myself.
Right.
And so I kind of got on that track, tried to get my license, and it was a long process, but it was worth it. It really was.
Did you see my video? I just got my state license Monday.
Really?
I failed it twice. The second time I missed it by 1 point. So went back, gave them some more money, and I secured the bag there. So we're making steps, man. I mean,
So
I'm at a, huh?
are you intending on looking into opening up a place for yourself?
Well, I'm very curious to see what my employment would do because they're in the process. My boss, he's been in the field for 40 years, had this company for 40 years. He's selling to his son-in-law and daughter currently, and has been. You know, son-in-law is great to work for. Daughter's great to work for. I have no issues. Um, but he's going to be taking his license. I have my license now. Son-in-law don't have the licensing, and
Yeah.
it'll
So
take them a while to get the licensing. So I don't know what they're going to end up doing. That's neither going to push me one way or the other way. So because as of right now, I'm not supposed to be on call during summer, and what I do make, I feel very good. If if we can make stuff happen, I don't know, man. But at the same time, I got three boys. I wouldn't mind having them have a company. You know what I mean?
I understand that. I spoke with someone last week, and our retirement strategies are different because I don't have children. He wants to pass on something more than money to his children, like a business and a trade,
But
have them set up for life. And so I can understand that. I can understand.
yeah, yeah, man. It's just a waiting process to see where this goes. I got some. I got two big boiler licenses. I want to get. I got to secure the boiler one. Then I want to go above what the company actually has right now and get the next up licensing to go over 1 million BTUs. So that would be huge for the company and myself because I mean it's going to go with me regardless whatever I do.
Dude,
You
that's
know
huge. That's big.
that is big, man. I've worked on 999 and that's some big stuff, but never over 1 million. Every time I see it, I have to say, yeah, you got to call the union company, and they come out there and get it.
Oh, speaking of unions now, did when you were getting in the trades, did you have to manage working with unions?
No, so I mean, it depends on which way you go, man. I was in school with kids that went to the union, and they do great. But I got hired in Toledo. I got hired by a mom and pop shop. It was just one other guy that was pretty much he did everything, went on estimates, did the office stuff, and I just was. They were trying to grow, and they put me in there just to learn off of this guy, and no union was involved in that. And then where I'm at here, was no union. Um, yeah, I mean, if you're gonna do the union, I would do it young and rack it up. I know they're gonna be retiring pretty well, you know.
Yeah, there's not much union down here where I live. The only union jobs I even know of are the guys that work for like Georgia Train on the big commercial stuff.
Yep.
But most technicians are not union. They might get paid very well, but they're not union.
Yeah, there's a handful of shops, small shops. I mean, ones that started out mom and pop, and then they just had someone come talk them into joining the union and their whole shop. But I never got into it, man. I don't know.
Well, around here, it's not necessary. Even tech school is not really necessary as long as you can learn the trade
Yeah,
kind of way. I went to tech school too. I was working all day and going to school after 5, but I was already working. So everything that helped me in tech school, I was able to put right into practice.
yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome.
So yeah, I didn't realize you were in Michigan. Do you get lake effect snow?
Say that again.
Do you get lake effect snow? Are you close enough to the lakes to get that?
Not really.
Too far
We do
south?
have, yeah, we're pretty. I guess you could get a little bit of Erie, but not where I'm at. Not really. I do have a place up north on Lake Michigan, and man, that will get you some wind and some lake effect going. Um, but yeah, not where I'm at, not where I live. No.
I I went to that Milwaukee pipeline event that was in Milwaukee, and I made a trip just to go see Lake Michigan,
Yeah.
and
So
because
you're on
I
the
had
other side of the pond, though.
yeah I because I had never seen it,
Wow.
and it's I would say around here the only thing that you could compare it to is the Gulf of Mexico, just smooth, clear water and pristine beach. I mean, it was
Oh yeah.
nice. It was really nice.
Yeah, man. That's what I work all winter for. I don't take no days off so I can be up there. And where we're at, we're right on dunes. I can ride side by sides on the dunes, right up to the beach. I mean, it's
Wait a minute. Are you talking about? I think I've heard about these Big Bear Dunes.
no. Well, we're right below that one. The Sleeping Bear Dunes. That's the one with that big hill that people can't ever make it up.
Yeah, I've heard about.
Yeah, yeah. It's something like that, but we can actually ride, or vehicles in it and whatnot. It's pretty cool.
You mean like four wheelers?
Yeah, four-wheelers, side-by-sides, trucks. I've seen a Tesla in there. It's just like the desert, man. It's pretty cool. But that's my reward, man, and that's yeah. So it'd be very hard to start up right now. I got my kids are coming up. We do that stuff, and I just don't want to miss out on stuff. If I start up, it's going to be like I know myself. I'll be relentless.
Well, at first you got to be.
Yeah,
You just got to be. If the phone rings, you got to answer.
right. So
And
I don't know if I'm fully prepared for that, quite yet.
well, like I said, I don't have kids, so actually, when I started, I had my license, and the person I was working for kind of saw me as a threat and trumped up some reason to fire me. And at that time, I could either go look for another job or just jump into it, try to get it started, and that's what I did. I didn't have any customers, nothing in the yellow pages, no kind of advertisements. I was working out of a Nissan Xterra, and
Wow.
like rental companies were my best friends. They helped me get started.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's amazing, man. That's a big step. But to backpedal on what you said about how people like, fear the technician, that's coming up against you. It should never be a competition. That's why I try to post these videos, man, to like, hey, we need a different side of this whole trade thing because when I was coming up, there was some pretty big assholes that taught me, and you just had to break down those barriers on them, and hopefully eventually some of them get them, but I'd just kill them with kindness most of the time, and they would start to let in. But
Yeah,
some people are terrible, man, and it's sad.
well, I'm gonna tell you the first big company that I worked for had this kind of culture where you couldn't ask one of the other technicians for help. It was like you would get bad mouthed if you did.
Yeah, yeah, and
And
I'm sure that only started from one person.
it may
You know.
have, but it kind of forced me to try to figure everything out all by myself on the job site.
Yep.
I couldn't call anybody. There was no backup except for maybe the service manager, and he's getting calls from nine other guys.
Yep.
So
Sink or
it
swim.
may
Right.
it may have really helped me, to tell you the truth, because I had to figure it out.
Yeah. It and the stuff we do, it's like, yeah, you just got to figure it out. you know. I
It,
remember I remember doing my first boiler on a service call. Like I was just doing service, just jumped into service, man, and I see this boiler. It's getting really hot. I don't know what's going on. It's got a little pump. I can't tell if it's bad or not. I'm thinking the thing's airlocked, blah blah blah. Call my boss. I'm like really frustrated. I'm like, hey man, I can't figure this out. I'm about to lose it. Maybe you need to send somebody else over here and like kind of help me. He's like, well, you're getting upset because you're learning right now, and that still resonates with me. Every time I get upset, it's like, well, you're having a character building moment and you're learning right now.
yeah,
Backpedal, and then usually when you get clear minded, man, you'd be like, oh, I figured it out, and then you get that dopamine of I
yeah,
got these people going, and
I
then you
got
keep
it.
doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I still get those moments sometimes when I figure something out that's been bugging
Heck yeah.
me or something. I've got one right now. I've got an intermittent low voltage problem that I haven't figured out yet because it won't present itself every time I'm there. But I
Those are
know, I know when I finally get it, I'm gonna be like,
and then you'll remember that sucker for the rest of your life, man. Like, I know that. Yo,
yeah, uh,
you got to go through the struggle, man. I mean, I'll have guys call me. I just replaced the thermostat. It's the same thermostat. Like, well, did you replace the backplate? Well, no, it's the same. I'm like, is it though? And then they'll call me back. Yeah, man, you were right.
Yeah, I had to learn that the hard way. Those do you remember those old Robert Shaw dial thermostats?
Oh yeah.
They're all alike, and I got into the habit of just replacing the front
Yep. Yep.
until one day that didn't work. You know what I'm saying? I had to replace the
Yeah.
back plate too, and then it worked. So I quit doing it like
Yeah.
that. I'm always replacing the whole thing.
Them damn things are all over in our town because they used them on White Roger zone valves too, and that is the stupidest thermostat you could imagine. It'll get you
You know,
power open, power closed.
they quit making them, and when they quit making them, I bought like 250 of them
Holy.
because I used them so much.
Right.
In a lot of places, it might be in between two door jams or something, and a regular thermostat ain't gonna fit in there.
Right.
So if I would use the same mounting screws as the one I had just taken out, and I used all 250 of them in like 2 years.
Well.
You can't get them no
Yeah.
more though.
Yeah. That's about how it goes with a lot of this stuff, man.
Uh, I deleted a video today by mistake that I really wanted to make a short out of. I made a video a couple days ago where I replaced a blower motor in one of these apartment style air handlers, and they're really hard to replace.
Yeah.
So I get called at the same apartment complex to I don't know what the problem is. I just walk in and I take the panel off to look at the air handler, and it's in pieces. It is beat to death and in pieces. They couldn't get the blower motor out, and they couldn't get the squirrel cage out, and they boogered up the end of the shaft and tried to beat it through the hub, and it ain't going. And
Mm.
in the process, they beat this air handler to death.
Oh
And
man, that's terrible.
and then I found out they've had to add Freon to it. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to put 5 or 6 hours into fixing this. Y'all need a new one.
Yeah.
I don't always do that, but I did this time. It was bad. It was pretty bad.
Yeah. Well, and you walk into some places and you just know you're about to give them some bad news.
You know, I work on some old R22 stuff sometimes, and it's like nobody else around me is doing that because they see the R22, it's a no cooling call or something. They just automatically quote them a new one.
I know that's where the industry's going, and then the sad part is they're putting this new stuff in, and it's not working properly, or a blower motor goes out that's still under warranty, but man, they're $1,300 blower motors, it's gonna be a crazy HVAC in about 5-10 years, man. It's
You
gonna
know,
be.
I wouldn't be surprised if we have another refrigerant in that time.
Oh, I believe it, but to the R22, sure, I still fill. If a system's slightly low, we give them the options to we'll fill it, seal it, or fill it and look for a leak search. Then you kind of get if you're doing a nitrogen test and you found a leak and then you fix that and you find another one, then obviously you need to talk about replacing. But if you can fix them up get them through for a couple more years, man, that's all people really need anymore, man. Because
I know it.
a lot of people are on tough times, and
I know. I have lost. We've got old military housing around here, and it's really the slums. And the guy that is renting the place, he probably don't get but like $350, $400 a month for those things. And I quoted him new air conditioner and a new furnace to go in it, and it was just too much. They can't afford it for that kind of property, and I lost the job to a window unit. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's a tough one.
And then we got some jacklegs running around here installing mini splits, like the smallest mini split you can find on Amazon. He's
Just little
install
little 110s.
he's installing this thing for $1,000. Equipment, installation, everything, and it's and the realtor that I work with who's using him, I've kind of talked to him about it. He's like, you need to see if you can get into that. And I'm like, there's no way I can do that. I've got insurance. I've got workers' comp. There's no way.
Do you have employees too?
I used to, not anymore.
No. Okay.
But I still carry workers' comp because some of the big apartment complexes I work for require it.
Yeah.
It's like a ghost policy, though. I have it, and I'm not covered by it. Does that make any
Gotcha.
sense?
Yeah. No, no, it does because I have to have it too for if I go for a permit, either through the work or if I do it my own.
Yeah, that's forgive me. I was trying to read some of those comments. Can you see them?
No, I don't see any I don't know what to do here.
Okay, well, I'll
Hey,
highlight a few of them. A mini, like I don't know how that guy's doing a mini split for $1,000. Um,
he's burying himself, man. He probably definitely ain't coming back to fix them.
no, you know who they call to fix them? Me.
That's it. Did you ever see that mini split video I posted?
Which
It's
one?
been a while. It was just a debacle. I mean, loops everywhere. They use way too much refrigerant line. I called the realtor. I'm like, I'm not doing this until it was a Mr. Cool. One of those connections, the push connects,
Yeah.
just completely like shattered off the suction. Just boom, lost its charge. So I'm like, I'm not touching this thing anymore until we do it correct. I cut these lines, get this oil traps out of here. They had them still wrapped in the plastic, so they were holding water too in that insulation as well. So that would have been bad news if you just kept going there and like filling. It would have been terrible.
That is, I've seen worse.
Isn't it amazing what we do see? It's crazy.
I had one woman. She said she had an electrician come install her mini split. And if this guy's an electrician, this is the worst electric work I've ever seen. And she originally called me because one of them it wasn't draining. The water wasn't draining outside. It was pouring down the wall. So I took the mini split off the wall, and you know how it's normally through the bottom right corner where the line
Yeah,
set goes through the wall. Well, he's got a hole right in the middle, about 4 inches above the bottom. So the drain's going uphill. And I told her, I'm going to have to reinstall this thing. This
yeah.
will never work.
The, drains on them things. People mess up the most.
Yeah. I had a customer one time, and the job was done by a company I used to work for. They installed a mini split. You know that little flexible, flimsy little plastic drain that comes with it?
Yeah, yeah,
They ran that outside, and then the solar UV rays got to it, and it just broke all the way up in right up to the wall. So now he's got water dripping possibly in his wall,
mm-hmm.
and it's all walled up now.
Yep.
And I told him, I said, I got to cut this open and get to the back of this drain so we can do a proper connection. And he didn't want me to. He said he's going to call that original company back out
Yeah.
to fix it.
Shoot, I love it when the homeowners get one, they install it, and they lose the charge, and then I come out there and I say, well, to fill it's going to be about as much what you just paid for the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
yeah. So those ones are fun to go on.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I don't like working on mini splits because sometimes I mean, just a little sensor
I
can
know.
cause the thing to stop.
Well, and then you could go down a rabbit hole too. Especially if you start tracking some of the, Fujitsu, if that could get you on a rabbit hole pretty quickly just for a control board, you know,
Yeah,
so if tech support was a little bit better on half these things, it wouldn't be bad. But half the time, you got to wait half a day for a call, and yeah,
yeah, you're right. There's some of them that I have read up on, and I'm a little better versed on, like the grease systems. But every day there's a new system coming out that you walk up on. You're gonna have to relearn everything. What K thermistors they have. Yeah,
yep.
it's and sometimes it's hard to find a manual.
Especially if they installed it themselves, because that thing went right in the trash. Mostly electricians installing that shit too.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I've been installing a few like mini split style unitary systems. You know what I'm talking about?
I think I do, but I have not personally seen one or had
It's
yeah
basically the condenser is like a mini split.
yeah. I've seen them online. I just have they're not people aren't selling them out here.
Th There's some that are out that would be a good option for where you live because they can still produce heat when it gets down to like -5 degrees.
Yeah,
That's one of the reasons I kind of like them because you don't need heat strips with them.
right. I got this apartment, believe it or not, it's downtown, and there's there's two apartments, and they each have three heads, all individual. The builder of this place, um, kind of really screwed them. I mean, they should have put a furnace in the ceilings here, and anyway, 6 mini splits heat and cool this place all year.
That's yeah.
It's pretty impressive, to be honest, because I mean, it'll be up on the snowy roofs, and they've never lifted them up or nothing, and they still generate heat. I gotta give it to them.
Yeah. If they're installed right and sized right, they can do a good job.
I got one other one that I'm a little worried on. I filled it last year. It runs down through a chase 3 stories down with that white insulation, and I'm worried that insulation has made its way through some little pinholes.
Yeah, I
So
have
that's
just
gonna be a fun day. That'll be an interesting video if I ever get that.
I've just learned that insulation can cause leaks. Yeah.
Yeah, man. The first one we did, we're like, there's no way it's leaking at these fittings. We pressurized it. Well, we ran a line under the house in the crawl space. So when we would pressurize it, we would check all our fittings. We would never thought it was that line set. Well, it took about 2 charges, and I'm like, we got to find this leak. I hopped down there. You could see oil had started to fizzle out somehow through there, and there was a little oil spot down in the crawl, and I'm like, sure as shit, it was right in the middle, and
Oh,
it just looked like little beads, like little sandpaper, if you just rubbed it right. It was so weird. No moisture, nothing either.
now that was it in a dark space like under the house?
It wasn't a dark space, yeah.
Because one of the people I was talking to was telling me that the degradation from that white insulation is from UV
UV.
rays.
I mean, it could have just been defective copper from the jump, but I have seen it
Yeah.
a handful of times, and yeah, when I see it, I don't like it. It's usually like we need to get rid of it.
Yeah, yeah, and it's not always an easy job to replace a line set.
Not anymore, man. All these builders love putting that stuff in unseen locations that they think that will never get touched. It's like,
Yeah.
oh man,
Um, One of I just did some mini split installs for a customer of mine, and I kind of insisted that he let me supply everything. He wanted to buy the equipment, and it came with line sets and stands, but I use my own line sets. I use just regular copper you buy at the supply store with the black
Yeah,
insulation on it, and I feel much better about that.
I do too. I wish we could get that. I do like we have been getting the line sets that are UV coated now, like in black. So that is nice because that stuff, the old stuff, it don't ever last past like 3 years.
Yeah.
Just the foam garbage.
Well, we've been telling some stories, but I want to ask you, you've been working residential a lot. What's some of the craziest stuff you've seen in people's houses?
I mean, appropriately or
I can tell you one of mine today, but I'm hoping to hear something cool from you.
oh shoot, man. I mean, I've seen some really cool stuff, and I've seen some really bad stuff too. But I mean, the craziest. We gotta get in the archives, man. I've seen taking thermostats off the walls and big old cockroaches come out of the wall. Um,
Oh
that's
yeah,
some stuff. And then, I've been to houses that have indoor swimming pools and all these vehicles that are so cool that it's just like.
yeah.
But I don't know, man. I just try to ball all that stuff up and like kind of set it to the side of my brain to where I don't really think too much on it. I've had a guy. It was so weird. I didn't even know he had some sort of dementia. He was still living at home. Probably shouldn't have been. I roll up there and I get in his house and I had to go outside for a filter and he forgot that I was even there and he had a gun waiting for me because he was hearing like his dogs go off. So I'm like, "What are you doing here?" Oh,
Oh,
dude. So I just got in my truck and left. That was a scary moment. I mean, telling customers your furnace isn't working and they freak out on you, like you have to shut them down because of safety.
oh yeah,
That
yeah.
that can get interesting. Um, yeah, man. Anymore, you know, I always think people have seen me, like all my customers, like on social media. So I really watch my P's and Q's on a lot of stuff, and I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I had one customer one time. I disabled. It was a gas pack on the ground. He had a hole in his heat exchanger. He's standing over my shoulder the whole time, and it's a tiny little hole. But I completely disabled the system, and it's like a 20 to 25-year-old system, and it's going to be cold that night. And I look
Hmm.
over my shoulder and I tell him, "Don't undo what I just did. It's dangerous now."
Yeah, yeah,
And knowing he's going to do it.
yep.
He's watching
That
everything I'm doing with that kind of. I could just see it. I know he's going to go behind me, turn the gas back on, reconnect the wires, turn the gas valve on so he can have heat.
yeah, it gets real hard for me when there's like children involved with that, because then you know, I'm it's tough, man. Like, yeah, you can make that own stupid decision in your own house by yourself, and but when there's other people in there that have no bearing on what this guy is saying, that you're not going to shut my furnace off, like, well, hopefully you're here to tell me something tomorrow.
Yeah.
I have had customers. I did a boiler 5 years ago. This guy was in the hospital from deep carbon monoxide poisoning from his old boiler. So then we put a new boiler in, and I mean, I've seen people on there die, from it.
It's
So
serious.
yeah, I haven't had anyone whip anything out in front of me.
Dude, I'm going to tell you one that happened today. I was in a mobile home. It was a callback. I had to go replace a breaker. First time I was there, I didn't see a reason to break it, to replace it, but it tripped again. So I go back to replace the breaker. And this woman is squeezing by me in the hall, and she ain't wearing nothing but a tight shirt and a very skinny bikini bottom. And this ain't no little girl. She's big.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like I can't help but notice this. I mean, it's right in front of me.
Yeah.
But there was a time when I used to see stuff like that, and I would think, yeah, she's trying to get my attention. But I'm 54 years old now. I'm like, she just don't care that I'm even here.
Yeah, I know, right? And that's they're just comfortable in their own home.
I was like, well, whatever,
Oh
okay.
man, yeah. Thankfully, I haven't had any kind of stories like that. Come home and try to explain.
Oh, I've
I,
had
you know, I am in and out though, man. I fucking we. This is the problem. I don't. The chit chat's very minimal anymore. Because a lot of customers I've seen for years, and they just know I'm there to get the job done and on to the next one.
me too. I'll be honest though. Recently, I've been trying to take less calls and spend more time on the job, trying to be
Yeah,
more thorough instead of this rush, 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 rush. Trying to do 8 calls a day, I can't. Not and do a good job.
yeah. And again, this is where the pay scale comes from. Working for an employer, you need to bust out all these numbers for me so you can have a good paycheck.
Unfortunately, that's the truth. That big company I worked for that I told you about, they loved me because I was knocking out 8 calls a day. First, I would start off the day with like a compressor or an evaporator coil, and still knock off like
Yeah.
seven calls, and they loved me. But the truth is that
Oh yeah.
if you're doing,
Yeah, we go over like bill. They just count billable hours. You know, so if I work 7 8 hours, I could have billed out 16 to 20 hours that day.
yeah,
You know, so it's very interesting how he really has it niched out to if you're slow, he's making money. If you're fast, you're both making money. you know.
yeah. Well, for me, I've come to learn that if I spend just a little more time, and even though the problem was inside, maybe check a capacitor or something, or maybe clear out the drain. That for me anyway, it pays off in the end because it's less likely I'm gonna have a callback.
Right.
And
I I,
I hate
I
them.
fully get that.
Those callbacks, I can't bill out my labor on a callback. So,
Yep.
and plus it's a little less stress. For example, if I know on my schedule that I've got an hour and a half for this call, I'm not in a hurry. I'm taking my
Right.
time and being more thorough.
To just sit at the gas station or something for the next one.
Uh, oh, uh, proud white boy. Quality is better than quantity. Well, the place that I used to work for,
Yes. Yes.
they didn't believe that. They just wanted me to keep knocking them out. Even if
Yep. If I started up, that'd be my little ringer right there. Quality over quantity. I mean, I would like to be to the point where like people would get a hold of me and want me to build them like a boiler board or they're getting a hold of me because they know they're about to get a good product. Like a good installation. Just be
yeah,
that top tier guy. Because I think a lot of the HVAC guys have lost their sense of pride in enjoying it, and they're like, oh, it looks good for my house, or I'm never going to have to see this again.
I can't tell you
And
how many times I've heard stuff like that.
and that drives me nuts because like, dude, I'm going to be the one going back there to fix your, you know,
Yeah,
say they ran vents in front of the door, or put a gas line to where you couldn't get something. What really gets me is when they put the union a mile away from the appliance, these installers, and I'm like, okay, now I got to take 5 pieces of pipe off for this gas valve. Just little stuff. I think service techs should be able to show installers. That's why I try to do this stuff too, man. Because like on service, I know what's easier for you if you can just nail it out on the install when you're there. You know what I mean? But
I see
we
you
always see.
installing everything from boilers to traditional air handlers. You're installing stuff I don't know how to work on, like some of these um, wall hung boilers that provide heat and hot water and stuff.
Yeah,
No, we don't have those
yeah.
down here.
There's you either get on the train or you get left behind. That's that's what it is.
But the closest thing to that down here that we have is like a Renai water heater.
Yeah.
A
Yeah. These
tankless
things are
water.
97.8% efficient, man. So they're a big ticket, but man, you're getting a lot of they're replacing boilers that are 79% efficient. So
Yeah.
now this customer is saving huge amounts of gas, especially if they're on LP. And usually the next year I see them after I install one of those, they're like, "Man, thank you for talking me into that, dude." Yeah,
Well,
that's a good feeling too, man.
yeah. The only comparable thing to that is installing one of these inverter heat pumps that we do. I
Okay.
mean, if I'm getting 20 SEER out of something, I don't need heat strips. I know I'm saving these people money.
Yeah. Yep.
I installed one of those on my other house, and I didn't suffer any during the winter when it was cold. It was just I had electric bills that were similar to the summer, and this was a 3-ton system running pretty much 90% of the time, and I was only getting an electric bill of like $150.
Yeah, man. That's a big improvement. Big improvement.
Well, I wanted to ask you some more about what do you have to do on Instagram to actually get monetized on that thing? How many? Because I've been posting on this thing, and it's like their algorithm or something just don't like
I'm
me.
I'm not monetized on Instagram.
Can you? Is it even possible?
I don't know. From what I from what I understand, it all comes from like partnerships, and I'm really picky. Like I got a couple things sitting here that I got to test, and I'm not going to try to put some shit out to my followers and say I go by this without using it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's a very tough, and I don't want to come off like, hey guys, buy my stuff. I don't. I, I've started this
it's
in one
hard.
way, and I want to keep it that way. And yeah, so
Yeah,
it
that's
it is
hard.
tough. It's tough.
And that's the very reason when I first started out, I didn't do anything on Instagram. It was all YouTube because YouTube pays you.
Yeah, you too. Yeah, man, and that's why I do the TikTok, man. It's like I don't want to post a video I'm not getting paid for, but then I started seeing people on Instagram using my stuff, and Facebook used my stuff, and they got buku followers. And it's not even me. So then I'm like, I'm getting on there and I'm just posting it, and
Yeah.
whatever happens, happens.
There was a guy on YouTube who was putting together collections of videos, and it was videos that I had put out, and
That's not.
other YouTubers had put out, and he's making money off of our videos through his. I didn't like that at all. I was leaving negative comments, and
Yeah. YouTube actually they made me like I don't know if there was a fake YouTube going around of me, but they made me message them a video of me sitting there saying what I do, how I do it. They made me show how I record before they paid me. It was quite strange, man. It was like an interview I had to put on myself. My wife's sitting here holding the phone. I'm like, I record like this with my phone. They ended up accepting it, and that they're like, don't delete this video because we can always go back on it. It's one of those videos that's like hidden in my. I don't even really know how to work out YouTube. So
I
that's the thing, man. I just get on and I post my video, and then I get off of that social media, post it on the other one, and I usually just leave it alone for the day, and then I try to get back on the next day. It's so hard to keep up sometimes, you know.
I
It
know.
really,
Well, for me, there's lots of people that I like to follow, but when I get home, I've got to dedicate like an hour to editing and publishing, and then
yeah.
maybe take
You put
whatever,
all your videos together, and you got like 2 hours to edit.
and then I try to take that video and break it down into a vertical short so I can put it on Instagram, and it takes
Yeah,
time. So I don't get to follow the people that I want to follow like I would like to.
right, right. I'm right there with you, brother. Like, it is. I may get 50 videos in a day of me able to at least scroll and see other people's stuff, and then I'm just busy, man.
Well, let
But
me
I
ask
don't
you, are you really filming with your phone?
say that again.
Are you really filming with your phone?
Yeah, man. This iPhone like 15, I think it is.
Well, I
Seriously.
have seen some of your videos, and it's like it's being shot from the inside of a squirrel cage, and I can see you on the outside of the air handler. I thought you had a small something.
No, I just been 3 years just constantly putting and I always have my phone like this, so I don't have it like this on the front. I think that's a little secret, but yeah, it's like this.
Well, dude, my
I do
old
have a GoPro, but then it got to like now I gotta load that GoPro up in so
it's a look. I'm about done with GoPro because they don't communicate very well with my computer. I have to download it on to my iPad through the Quick app, and then download it onto my photos, and then upload it onto my computer. It's a whole process.
yeah, that's why. And honestly, I just do my edits on TikTok, and then
Really?
then that saves on my phone, and then I use that because I don't have a water print. And I use that for all my other videos like Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
Well, I'm gonna tell you,
Putting you on some knowledge here.
I had an old iPhone, and I stepped on it and really messed it up. I bent the whole thing and crushed the front of it. But I bought this new iPhone 17 Pro, and the camera upgrades are really worth it.
Yeah, when I got this one, that was like the top of the line. Three camera. What I think they have 4 or 5 now. I don't even know what the front of it looks like, but
But
I always would just film with the phone as long as you have the storage, though.
I'll be honest, I was surprised at how much better the camera was. For people who are filming stuff and creating videos, I think that new iPhone is worth it just for the
I'm gonna
camera.
have to jump on that. How many gigs does it got?
I forget. I got the most I could. I don't even remember
Yeah.
what it is.
Well,
I think it was like 2 terabytes.
oh yeah, you're probably okay. So when I first started doing the filming, I had an old iPhone, like 200 gigabytes. A year goes by, I'm doing really good on TikTok, and that's all I did was TikTok, and I kind of progressed from TikTok, and my phone got to the point where I had to delete videos to be able to post a video,
Yeah.
and so now I got a 500 gig now, and it seems that I've had it for 2 years, 3 years, and she's holding up good as far as the storage, because
You still have to go back and clear some out every once in a while,
I
don't you?
do, but I don't. I was having to delete videos on my TikTok just to be able to have the storage. It was that packed up, It was wild. So
Oh,
now I don't even know how it holds all my stuff on from Instagram, YouTube, all that in there.
well,
But
I want to respond to this. Look, I own the business. I don't do side jobs.
that is a good.
every job is the same for me. Um, but I do have people come up to me sometimes and ask me, "Do you work on the side?" And I'm like, "No."
Yeah, I hate side work personally because when it comes time to do it, it's just like I'd rather be doing something else because I'm not working at that time, you know?
Yeah, I completely understand. Our private time once we get off is kind of sacred to us.
Yeah, like I'll do a side job before my boots get off, but if it's during the weekend, I really have a hard time like making it the side
There,
job. That's what a lot of people don't understand. You know, a lot of people want to post stuff, but this is hard work to be repetitive every day, going through edits, adding words. You know, making it entertaining. It's not just like you post a
it,
video of you know walking into work that day. I mean, some people can post a video of themselves eating and make great money, but they ain't us.
no, I'm in all of my videos, in every single one of them, I'm trying to tell a story. This
Yep.
is the problem. This is how I tried to fix it. And at the end, you maybe have a summary and ask them to subscribe. But every one of them, I'm trying to tell a story.
Well, you're helping a lot of people out by doing that, man. You know.
I I like to think so. I get some comments sometimes where people tell me that it's helped, and that's encouraging because that's really the reason I started the channel because I don't have kids. The
Yeah.
employees that I tried to teach, it just went in one ear and out the other, and so I figured if I put it on YouTube, if somebody really was interested, all they had to do is click on the video.
Man, I mean, and that's what it is, man. It's a community. It really is. You know.
Mhm. Well, we've been about an hour, so I'm gonna get ready to sign off. Um, I go to bed early. I don't know about you. I
Kids are
eight
about
thirty.
to go into bed, and then I probably got about I got about an hour or two. I got to study some stuff. I got so in Michigan they break it down to your main mechanicals contractors to where you can pull permits and do all the stuff, right? But then they also have the service for limited refrigeration, limited heating, boilers. So I got like three or four kind of side tasks to get yet.
Well, you know, with here in Georgia, if you get an unrestricted license, that covers everything, all the boilers, the biggest equipment you can buy. But sometimes a county will require you to have like a master gas license or something like that.
Yeah, yeah,
I no longer have to carry that, but I used to.
yeah. Well, it's not like that in Michigan yet. You gotta get like, I think there's like six different classifications. You don't have to get them all. I mean, two breaks down and you get like three out of two, but yeah, you still gotta get the other ones. You know.
Well, I wish you the best of luck. And I think if you ever do start a business and the first time you get paid what you're really worth instead of a salary, you're going to be hooked.
I, I I can feel that, man. I can feel that.
How about this? You do a compressor job and you take home $2,500 instead of an hourly wage.
Right.
It's addictive. Once you
Oh,
start,
yeah.
there ain't no going back.
And then you do two more that day.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh shoot. All right. So
Well,
what I gotta do? Do I just stay on, or we're done?
no, hold on a sec. I'm going to initiate the end.